is Facebook adding calls to action modules or capabilities or features to instant articles. Now, the reason that is interesting to me is because Facebook instant articles have been a little controversial with publishers because you're basically publishing your content directly to Facebook, and the question becomes: do you own your content, and how do you maximize the use of the content that you've created? Ultimately, I advise people that you can play as much as you want on Facebook or Twitter or other social platforms, but ultimately you're leasing the audience unless you have a direct relationship with them by capturing their email, so offering them enough value that they want to subscribe to your newsletter or whatever else it is that you have that will give them their email address. So Facebook is introducing, because I believe of this this friction between publishers and Facebook and their own content, Facebook has introduced new calls to action units for instant articles. One of which is an email newsletter sign up. So as I said, how do you put your content to work on a platform that you're ultimately not controlling if you're publishing it directly to it, and build a relationship with your audience? Having a newsletter sign up option in the Facebook instant article is one way to do it. The other is a page like unit, and this is basically a way to drive additional followers to your Facebook page. That benefits Facebook, it benefits you as well, but it's not a direct relationship that you would get with a email newsletter sign-up form. The nice thing about the email newsletter sign-up form with these direct calls to actions for instant articles is that Facebook already has everybody's email address, so they don't really have to fill out the form for these units if it's published directly to Facebook instant articles. So that's one thing that I found interesting today. Another Facebook related story this week is Facebook is testing live split screen broadcast. So much like this broadcast with a single camera view, Facebook is testing a split screen version of that, which you get with things like Google YouTube Hangouts. And this is interesting because it opens the door for more live video shows on Facebook, where you have two hosts, like I do with my Beyond Social Media Show podcast. So we will probably, as this rolls out to more people, we'll probably test this out for my Beyond Social Media Show podcast from my co-host B.L. Achman. But Facebook's test is not for everybody. It's only available, I checked, I don't have it, it's only available on Facebook's iOS mobile app for the iPhone. There's not an Android version yet, and there's not a desktop version yet, but if it works, and I imagine there's a lot of demand for it because and Facebook probably wants to promote this because it encourages people to have their own shows, so I imagine this will eventually be rolled out to everyone. Once they get the kinks rolled out. Another note of news this week, LinkedIn has introduced a lead gen form. So with sponsored posts, you can now include a lead gen form. And again, LinkedIn has everybody's email address, so they can make it a lot easier for people to convert on a form if they don't have to enter their email address. So that's an interesting development there. I haven't tried it out, but I will likely try that out in the future. Moz, the SEO company, has released their 2017 survey of local search ranking factors. So if you are an SEO pro, or if you're a small business or a business that has local business as local retail outlets, for example, you'll want to take a look at this survey to find out what the local search ranking factors are for 2017 that allow you to get visibility in local searches. That including the map, the local app, the local pack of map locations that shows up in local searches on Google, and then it has the top 50 local organic ranking factors. Among them are the quality of inbound links to your website, the diversity of inbound links to your website, the quality of those links, so a lot of linking factors go into that, but also location's distance to the searcher basically is another top factor in those search results. So you want to take a look at that. Finally, there's huge news here today. Hackers have dumped a treasure trove of NSA data. And the Washington Post has a good write-up on what that means geopolitically. It's believed that this is a group called Shadow Brokers. It's a Russian cyber espionage front that has dumped a bunch of hacked data that they've hacked from the National Security Agency. Among that treasure trove of data is a bunch of tools and insight into how to hack that the NSA has been compiling. So this is there's a bunch of what are called zero-day exploit attacks on vulnerabilities that are not yet known among primarily Microsoft Windows operating systems, which have the vast majority of installed base. So the issue with this is that it is releasing a bunch of tools in the wild that anybody can use now once they get a hold of them. So it's no secret anymore. So this is big, big news. Ars Technica has a breakdown of the more explicit technical details of what's been released. It appears that it affects mostly Windows operating systems that are not Windows 10. So if you've got Windows 10, from what I'm reading, you may be mostly covered, but who knows ultimately, right? But if you've got any operating system below Windows 10, maybe you want to turn off your computer over the weekend until they figure this out and Microsoft finds a patch. The big controversy here is the government apparently did not notify the companies that were affected when they knew that this data had been hacked and would likely affect everyone. Common operating procedure, common courtesy among technology companies and among the government and technology companies is to let them know about the vulnerabilities of their systems before it becomes public so they have a chance to fix them. This apparently did not happen according to these articles. So there's that. Good luck. Finally, that's. I just want to note that if you like a commentary on the news, marketing related news, I have a Beyond Social Media Show podcast that we do every week with my co-host B.L. Ochman. You can find it at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com. The latest episode is episode 183, so that's at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com/183. And this week we talked about, of course, the United Airlines PR disaster and all the implications thereof. The Google Home Burger King ad that got shut down. Amazon influencers. The clever bots, so that's an interesting story. Bunch of other stuff. This is a half hour to 45-minute podcast we do every week. You can get it. We do it on YouTube, so you can get it on YouTube. We do it on. You can get it at iTunes. We're on Google Play Music. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Stitcher. So whatever your favorite podcast channel, you can get it there. If you do it on iTunes, please do subscribe. That helps us gain visibility within iTunes, and iTunes has the critical mass of people looking for podcasts. So definitely subscribe there. And if you like this show, please leave us a review there. Well, this is an experiment. We'll see how it works, and probably I'll do it again next week on Saturday, so we'll try. But let me know what you think.